Okay, so our first mission here is to kind of bend it around a little bit to make it look a little bit more distressed before we make UVs. And I like to make UVs before I go to sculpt. But I hate using Maya to initially shape my geometry because there's really no grab tool. So this is the grab tool that is really nice to have. And all I'm doing here is just grabbing some of these edges. And kind of meshing this around. Now, using the bracket key on your keyboard, you can make the brush bigger and smaller. You can also hit B on the keyboard and go up and down with your mouse, and you can see this little slider right here is working back and forth. For right now, my strength is 100% on the grab tool. I always just kind of keep it that way. So there we go. That's a little bit better. Something small and simple. Now if I need to change the post itself, notice that the sign in the post are the same. So in other words, if I go into this area, it attaches to the sign. But if I'm in this area, it attaches to the post. At any one time, I can hide either one, so I can work on either one at one time. So I'm just kind of moving this pole around, making it a little bit less perfect. I just kind of nudge it back and forth a little bit. Love the grab tool. Okay, so I moved things around. I haven't sculpted yet because, again, I like to make UVs. And right now the UVs don't represent the shape at all. And they must in order for things to work out later on. So I'm just going to go and export this to, and selected back to a new scene. Now I can update the current scene if I wanted to, and I could do that too. And there we go. Now to do the UVs on this, Window, UV Texture Editor. Get this box going. Now I always did UVs in Blender. Reason being, it was just so freaking simple. But recently in 2013 there has been improvements with the whole workflow of UVs and the unfolding of. So what I'm going to do here is just take a planar mapping of this sign. So I'll go create UVs, planar map, square box. I'm in my front and I got camera chosen and I can hit apply. And then what I'm going to do is kind of make that represent the shape that it's already in. In other words, I'm going to scale it down so the ratio of it being short and lengthy is the same here as it is here. Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to go in and cut some edges. Typically for this, you just got to think of a box and hiding your edges. So the back of the sign is probably where I want to put in most of the edges here. So I'm just making a cut that goes across the top. Boom, 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 just like that. And also, I'm going to cut it here and here. Okay, so with all that highlighted, I'm just hitting this cut tool. And then I'm just going to grab all the UVs by right-clicking, go to UVs, highlight the UVs. there's a little button right here that says Smooth UV Tool. Well, if you click on that, it also has Unfold and Relax. So unfolding, if you click that with the left mouse button and drag, everything will magically unfold. Isn't that cool? Very cool. Alright, now let's do that with the pole too. So let's take the pole. This time I'm going to use cylindrical mapping for the pole. And for the top and bottom, I'm just going to chop it off. So I'm going to come in here, double click that, hit the scissors, double click the bottom, hit the scissors. And then technically this is already unfolded the best it is. To shell. But I want to make sure of that. So what I'm going to do is go back to this, unfold it. And you can see I have a much better represented shape now. It matches how tall this is. Okay? And that's important. So these top UVs should be the top of the UVs. Now if I wanted to make this a little bit better, notice what happened when it did its little thing. It decided to take these two faces and put them on this side instead of this side, which is a nice thing to be able to show how to correct that. So first off, grab all the UVs and then hit E on the keyboard to straighten this out. And then zoom in, grab the edge here, edge, and this little edge, cut it, grab these edges, and then hit the Move and Sew button. Everything just pops over to the other side. Now you got a very even column. Alright, let's unfold these. So right here, let's go to the Unfold tool, unfold, bam, grab this one and unfold that one too. Now notice this one is bigger or smaller than that one, and that's very important that we keep these as uniform as possible, not only polygon wise but UV wise, or the top is going to have a much greater or bigger looking texture than the top and bottom. So generally what I like to do is use a checkerboard to correct this. So that's what we gotta have to do, is we're gonna have to go make a checkerboard real quick and just make sure everything is just so uniformed it's pathetic, and then our normal maps and all our mapping will turn out. So let's go into the next video where I show you how to make that map, and then we'll use it on our mesh.